people have really been asking me, so tell me, how are you? And how are you really? So much change has been going on in my life. I was like, yeah, we need to wrap it up. You not putting your best foot forward because you're like, oh my God, I don't know what this person is gonna think of me. That is people pleasing. I don't know if I just completely messed things up. I didn't want to be myself because it's like, if I'm myself and someone has something to say, then that would really hurt me. That would really get me good. Do you know how insane that is, babes? I know that there are a lot of people that they actually don't like being by themselves. They don't like the silence that comes with being alone. I welcome it. I talk to myself. I get myself. I'm cracking myself up. Like, my jokes to me are 10. Hi, I'm Hal and welcome to my channel. Hi Vogue, it's Halima Lawal. We are going out tonight, so you guys are going to be getting ready with me. I love watching Vogue Beauty Secrets, so I was like, today I'm getting ready to go out for dinner. We're gonna film a Vogue-inspired beauty secrets video. I'm currently in Barcelona for my 25th birthday. I don't really want to talk about my experience in Barcelona because by the time you guys are watching this, there will be another vlog coming out on my channel, so I want you all to be able to experience it with me. So let's just talk about me. Let's just talk about life, honey. I feel like people have really been asking me recently, like, so tell me, how are you? And how are you really? Right now, I'm so happy. Like, I don't even have the words to explain how happy I am. But I think it's also important to highlight the fact that me saying that I'm happy now, it didn't just like happen overnight. No, that I went through like a whole season of uncertainty. I went through what I felt like was a whole season of isolation. But I honestly think that God has brought me to the other side and is bringing me to the other side. Something that has really been on my mind recently is change. Obviously, everyone says change is inevitable, change is this, change is gonna happen. But I'm like, oh my goodness, like, so much change has been going on in my life in so many different aspects of my life, whether it is relationships, career, so much change is going on. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this what maturing feels like? Turning 25 has just been it's been so interesting, but I wouldn't say that the things that I want to talk about, like the realizations that I've been having, just started with me turning 25 like yesterday. No. I would honestly say that these thoughts and these realizations started happening when I was 23 years old. So I was actually 23 last year, from January 2024 up until July 2024, and then I turned 24. I have been having these thoughts and these realizations. One of them is the fact that I want to start living my life for myself. I am a recovering people pleaser. I don't really know what happened. No, actually, I do know what happened. I got to a point where I started being extremely intentional about my relationship with God, wanting to get closer to God. I was like, this is something that I want, and I definitely think that that is a huge reason why I am no longer a people pleaser, because I was like, why am I living my life to please other human beings? When people ask me about my religion and everything, I speak about the fact that I want to know the word, I want to get closer to God, and I want to actually have a personal relationship with God. So yes, and back to what I was saying, I just felt like being a people pleaser just could not go hand in hand with me deciding to get closer to God. Like, it couldn't. I didn't even know that I was a people pleaser. Like, it wasn't something that was like, I'm waking up this morning and I'm like, how can I please? But then it was just the little things like not really being myself because I'm like, oh, I don't want to come across as too much, or, you know, just little things like that you actually don't think is people pleasing. That is people pleasing. Like, you not putting your best foot forward because you're like, oh my God, I don't know what this person is gonna think of me. That is people pleasing. But then in my mind, I wasn't thinking about it as people pleasing. I was thinking about it as like, oh, I don't want to be too much. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I'm trying to please you. It's not like I'm actually actively trying to please another person, but it's like, oh, I don't want to be too much. But babes, I don't want to like live the rest of my life and look back and think, oh my gosh, I really, really wish that I had done this. For example, YouTube. I started YouTube when I was 20 years old, which is honestly insane to think. Although people would see that, oh, she started a YouTube channel, she must be so this and like so brave and so confident, she's putting herself out there. I was brave, I was confident, I was proud of myself for starting a YouTube channel, but I wasn't doing it the way that I knew that I could do it. I didn't want to come across as too much. I didn't want to show my personality. Like I didn't want to be myself, because it's like, if I'm myself and someone has something to say, then that would really hurt me. That would really get me good, because it's like, damn, like that's me being my real self and you have something to say. But if I just show like a little bit of myself, if I don't give too much, if I just give just a little bit, so if someone has something to say, then it's like, I don't even care. That's not even really me. Like that's not even the full me. I don't know if that makes any sense. It got to a point where I was like, there's so many things that I want to do, so many things, and this is not just even YouTube, there's so many connections that I want to make, but it's like I always found myself thinking, oh, but what would, and I'm like, I actually don't give a heck. That just really got me thinking that I don't, oh, by the way, my foundation is extremely light because I'm on holiday, so please, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm very aware that this foundation is very light. But yeah, I don't feel like a 25-year-old woman, and that really got me thinking, because I'm like, I'm gonna be 50 and then 60 and then 70 and then 80 and then 90. Like, time is gonna keep going, whether I'm ready to feel like a 25-year-old or whether I'm ready to feel like a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old or not. So I'm like, I don't want to keep waiting to feel like, yeah, I'm old enough, yeah, I'm grown enough, because the time is going regardless. And I don't want to look back at my life and think that, oh my gosh, all the things that God had planned for me, all the amazing opportunities, all the gifts that God gave me, I didn't even use them. All because I wanted to please people. Like, do you know how insane that is? So it literally feels like a switch clicked in my brain, and I was like, girl, you have to start living your life for yourself. Like, obviously you need to consider people, obviously you need to love people, but when it gets to a point of, oh my gosh, I really want to do this, but I don't really know how it's gonna come across, or you know what I mean? Like, when you actually have things that you want to do, you want to get done, but you're living in just a state of fear of what other people are gonna say, I was like, yeah, we need to wrap it up. We can't keep doing this. And I'm saying all of this not to say that I don't feel fear. It's actually so interesting that I've ended up on this topic, because I was having a conversation with my friend, and said friend wanted to do something, but said friend was scared. And I was like, it's absolutely okay to be scared. I don't think that there's anything wrong with feeling the feeling of fear, but where I think that there is something wrong is when you let that feeling, because fear is a feeling, when you let that feeling just cripple you and you don't move. I was actually telling my friend that I understand what you're saying. It's absolutely, I hear you. It is absolutely okay to feel fear, but you gotta do it anyways, because what you want to do, what you're telling me that you want to do, is something that you like. So do you understand what I mean? So it's not that I'm sitting here, it's not like I'm standing here and saying, oh, now that I've turned 25, I don't feel negative feelings anymore, I don't feel fear, I don't, no, I still feel those feelings, but it's like I'm way too grown to say I didn't do the things that I want to do, I didn't achieve my goals, I didn't put myself out there, I didn't do XYZ just because I was scared. I watch a lot of TikToks of older people where they ask them, you know, what's something that you regret? And people say things like, I regret not putting myself out there. I regret not taking risks. I regret not doing the things that I actually wanted to do. And God knows, Lord knows, I never, ever want to look back at my life and think, oh my God, like I could have done that. I should have done that. Oh no. No, I want to be able to live a good life and say that I did the things that I wanted to do, and I did things that, obviously I don't mean bad things, you know what I mean, but it's like if I was scared to go and do XYZ, I still did it anyway, because I know that I'm not alone, because I know that God is with me, you know what I mean? I think change is just like a very important topic for me, because I'm in a very transformative season of my life where things are just not what they used to be, but I'm happy now because I'm getting to the other side. There's that in-between moment where it's like I don't know what's next, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know whether this was the right decision that I made, I don't know if I just completely messed things up, but I'm in that point where it's like I'm seeing the blessings, you know what I mean? I'm seeing the fruits of the labor. I'm just, yeah. On the topic of change, there's something else that I want to talk about that I spoke about briefly with someone, and I was like, how come we're not really taught how to receive blessings well? Like, you know, when you go through a period where like you're really praying for something, like, God, I really want this, God, I really want this, God, I really want this, and it's like it's here. For some reason, I just feel like there's a way you can receive things. Like, I'm one of those people where when things are happening and things are going good, I'm like, it's almost like I freeze, because I'm like, it's going good. And I actually don't think that is the right way to receive. Like, we're not really taught how to receive things well. Like, we're taught how to keep going and keep grinding and keep working hard and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing and keep doing. But it's like, okay, what about when the blessing actually comes? Like, we're not really taught how to receive it and receive it well. That's just something that's been on my mind, and I guess it's been on my mind because that really is where I'm at in life. Being in the season where I'm receiving the things that I've prayed for, and I'm really, really grateful. I think one thing that I've been trying to do is just to really enjoy it and to really sit with it and be like, wow. For example, me being in Barcelona, me being in Spain on my birthday. If you know me, I am a huge birthday person. I have been talking about my birthday to my family since January, and we're in July. Like, I've been having those thoughts of, oh my gosh, what should I do for my birthday? I don't really know what I'm gonna do for my birthday. You guys, what do I do for my birthday? My birthday. Lo and behold, I didn't have plans. I did not have plans for my birthday. The plans only came about, I would say, a few weeks before my birthday, and it was like, this is it. This opportunity has presented itself for me to be able to come to Barcelona. I'm gonna take it. Let's go. But it's like, for the longest time, I was sad and I was thinking, I have no plans. I don't really know what I want to do. I had plans, but I didn't love the plans. For example, one of the options that I explored was potentially having a party in London. And I remember going to a viewing, and I was just talking to the lady and I was asking her, so how much are we talking? Because I don't care about this view, this room, give me the numbers, babes. Give me the numbers, let me know. And she's like, oh, you know, off the top of her head, she can't really just, and she doesn't want to say something, and it's not going to be. I was like, brother, just give me something, give me a range, give me a ballpark. And she was like, you know, all the big celebrities, Wizkid, Burna Boy, they've had parties here. I was like, actually don't give a heck, tell me what we're looking at here. And she was like, let's say 5, 6, 7. I was like, £1,000 for one night. Do you know how insane that is, babes? Do you think you're talking to Wizkid? I was like, why'd you? Oh my god. So yeah, I was just like, this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely ridiculous. Although I'm not opposed to the idea of having a party, brother, I am so not with Do you know how much that is for one night? And spaces in London, you would have to pay for a certain something if you want the party to go past a certain hour. And realistically, how many hours are people going to have in them to party? Let's say 3 hours, pushing it 4.5 hours, because how long are people going to be dancing for? I was like, yup, that is absolutely not worth it. And the opportunity presented itself for me to come to Barcelona, and just being here, I was like, this is me living and me experiencing something that I have prayed for. This is me, my birth week, and I'm in another country and I'm having fun and I'm staying in a nice hotel and I'm just vibing. I'm doing the most random things. I don't want to say the things that I've done just in case you guys haven't seen it in the vlogs. And I'm like, I'm actually living in the thing that I've prayed for. I said all of this to say one way that I've actually been trying to receive it well is really just living in the moment and like taking everything in, literally every single thing in. I was in the pool today and I was just looking at the water just go like this and like this and like this. When I'm going on a walk, I'm taking in the buildings. I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I'm actually here. And I think that's something that's really important to me, just taking that time out to be like, I'm actually living in my blessing, living in the things that I have prayed for. So really just taking that time out, because it's so easy to say, wow, I really want this thing, and then it comes and it's like, okay, what's the next thing that I want? And I guess I don't want to live my life like that anymore. I've always been so goal driven. Like, there has to be a goal, there has to be something that I'm working towards, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but I really do see now more than ever the importance of really being grateful and living in a space of gratitude when you've received the things that you've been praying for, you know what I mean? So yeah, these are just things that I have been thinking about. These are just things that have been on my mind. Another thing that has really stood out for me on the topic of change, and something that I've really been intentional about doing, is just saying yes to more random things, saying yes to very, very random opportunities. I don't want to just stay in my comfort zone for the rest of my life. I want to meet new people. I want to go new places. I want to experience things on a different level. So that's something that I've really been doing with myself and also with other people, just saying yes to things. And for example, me being here, this is my first time going on a solo trip, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that I was not nervous or anything. I was so nervous about the thoughts of being in another country all by myself. Like, I was absolutely nervous, but I think obviously with knowing that God is with me. But another thing that really helped me, if I'm being completely honest, is the fact that I have been to Barcelona before. It does make me feel better knowing that I know what I'm walking into. But yeah, saying yes to things that I normally would not say yes to. It would have been so easy for me to say, oh no, like, no one can make it for my trip, I'm going all by myself, let me just cancel it because that's just too scary. What if I did that? I would not be here right now. I would not be filming this Scaredy with me. I will not be tan as hell. What? I don't even want to know what I would have done on my birthday in London. It would have been something nice, but it would not have been something that I was excited about. It wouldn't have been something that I was over the moon about. And I'm just like, it's only because I said yes to something that I've never, ever said yes to. Going on a trip by myself is not something that I have ever considered, although I'm someone that I love being by myself. I do. I talk to myself all the time. I love it. I have no business being by myself. I know that there are a lot of people that they actually don't like being by themselves. They don't like the silence that comes with being alone. I welcome it. I talk to myself. There's hardly even any silence. I be yapping. I get myself. I be cracking myself up. Like, my jokes to me are 10 10. But yeah, that's another thing with change that I've really been doing, which is just trying my best to say yes to new things and just putting myself out there, because there are so many things that are on the other side of your comfort zone. There are things that you might not even be able to imagine because it's so far outside of your comfort zone. But if you just say yes, I'm not saying say yes to anything bad, as long as it is absolutely nothing bad. Say yes, take a chance on yourself. Put yourself first, put yourself out there, you know, do things that you've always wanted to do, because honestly, I feel like I'm sounding like an inspirational coach, but it really is coming from the place of, how am I 25? Like, I don't get it. Like, time has gone so quick, but obviously living in a pandemic and being inside, I was one of those people that I took it so seriously when it came to like isolating myself. A lot of my social skills really died during COVID because I was inside. And I'm talking about during the time that they said we shouldn't go out. Obviously there were different times where it was like, okay, you can hang with your bubble and all of that, but in terms of putting myself at risk, because I already knew that my immune system is actually not the best, and it wasn't the best to begin with. So me going outside and putting myself out there, it wouldn't be smart, because it would get me, essentially. I really do believe that COVID played a huge part in just me socially just not being myself. But I feel like I'm finally coming to the end of that, and to the other side, making it to the other side, and I'm just so happy, and I'm just so excited, and I'm just so grateful. I've literally spent this whole video talking about change, and that's because I believe that it's something that's inevitable. I feel like no matter how old you are, it's something that you can relate to. Whether you're going from secondary school to university, you're going from being single to being married, now you have to live with someone else for the rest of your life. Like, change is something that's inevitable, and people don't really talk about it, and it kind of makes life seem more isolating than it really is, because you feel like you're going through whatever change that you're going through all by yourself. But honey, no, like, everyone is literally going through some form of change one way or the other, whether you're changing jobs, you're moving cities. Like, change is something that is inevitable. And I guess because I am really in a season of my life where there's just so much change happening at once, that is why I'm really passionate about it, and that's why I've been yapping about it for however long I have been yapping about it for. I'm officially ready for dinner. I really hope that this video made sense. I was just talking freely and just rambling on about my thoughts and things that have been on my mind recently. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Share with your friend, your family, your uncle, your auntie, your everyone. And I love you loads, and I will see you guys next week in another video. I'm looking at myself now, I'm like, should I put a necklace on or should I not put a necklace on? I don't know. Let me put the necklace on. Oh, and lastly, thank you Vogue for having me. I almost forgot this was Vogue Beauty Secrets. Thank you Vogue for coming to my home, for coming to my abode. Thank you Nobu for having me, and yeah, I will see you all next week Sunday in another video. Your girl gotta go. Okay, bye. Love you.